ये है आपका अपना सबरंग 94.7 FM।
सबरंग रेडियो 94.7 FM मैं आपका होस्ट जलाल और मेरे साथ है मेरे दोस्त संदीप। जी संदीप, क्या हाल है आपका? और जी हाँ, इसमें अभी जो एंट्री मारी है जी है वो हमारे साथ ज़ारा खान दुर्रानी। ज़ारा खान, वेलकम टू द शो।
Thank you for having me.
या जिस तरह जैसे ये गाना चल रहा था कि तुमने मारी एंट्रियाँ दिल में बची घंटियाँ, तो यार जब भी मैंने ऑफ कोर्स मैंने चेक किया और अपना फेसबुक एंड एवरीथिंग, तो आप जो है मॉडलिंग भी करती हैं, एक्ट्रेस भी हैं, टीवी होस्ट भी हैं, तो आप लोग यानी कि तो फिर आपने लड़कों को मारने का पूरा इंतजाम किया क्या? नहीं
वो तो बिल्कुल प्लान नहीं था.
नहीं, you can speak in English, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I've been acting since I was 3 years old, so I just do whatever is my heart's passion, and whether it's acting, producing, or it's just being an artist, whatever fulfills my heart's desires. And yeah, that's what I chose to do as a profession.
So you're from Pakistan, like you were born in Pakistan, right?
That's right. I was born in Lahore.
Lahore. So then how did you make it to Canada and all those, like shows and everything?
I came to Canada in 2000 with my family, and when I first came here, I was actually quite a bit of a tomboy growing up. I grew up all around boys, and I was surrounded by cousins and brothers, and growing up, I was always fighting with them and beating them up. So when I first came to Canada, I actually wanted to join the military, and I was accepted into the Canadian Reserves, and then one of my friends at the time sort of convinced me to not join, and then right away I kind of needed some extra cash, and I saw some modeling jobs, and I'd never even worn heels before or worn any kind of makeup or mascara, and I guess the rest is history.
So that was quite a flip from military.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So do you ever regret that maybe you could have gone into military? And
no, not really. Not really. I know that this is my passion. Like what I do is, pretending to be other people, and
that's a good way to put it.
yeah. And acting is something that is, there's just something very spiritual and very amazing about, putting on a new character and understanding, another person's point of view. So it's been an amazing journey so far.
For sure. So you've acted in few movies as well, right? So the one I read about was Sindoor.
Yeah.
Tell us something about this movie. What was it about? How did you fall into this?
For sure. Yeah. Sindoor, it did really well in the festival circuit. It was nominated for 4 Leo Awards and won a bunch of Leos as well. And I was the lead character in it. And the lady who played my mother, she had just finished working with Deepa Mehta. She was in that movie with the snakes. I forget what it's called. It's called Home or...
So what was this story? So was this movie filmed in English or was it Urdu?
It was in English. Yeah, it was in English. Yeah, it was in English, but I play an Indian character, and basically the entire story revolves around my character, and it is the process of grieving. And first, my character doesn't really want to understand or give up on the idea that my husband, my soulmate, has been killed in a car accident, and it's a really beautiful film. It did really well in the festival circuit. It went to Los Angeles, Miami. It was in Toronto, Ireland. Also went to India. So it went to a lot of film festivals, won a lot of awards, even in Vancouver.
For sure. Because it won the Best Short Film Award, right?
Yeah. And in Vancouver at the Vancouver Asian Film Festival, and it won an award at the Honolulu Film Festival in Hawaii. It won the Golden Kahuna Award over there. That was pretty exciting because that was one of the first few films that I had worked in Vancouver on.
So Zara, do you ever want to go to Bollywood or anything? Have you ever thought about it, or anyone approached to it?
open to it. You know, it's not something that, you know, I mean, I'm open to it. If the right script comes along and the right director comes along, then I would definitely, you know, love to get involved in a Bollywood project or even in any Pakistani projects or television shows. I'd be open to it, but I think it's important for me to make sure that I'm portraying strong female characters.
Right.
You know, that's really important for me, and not just, you know, a little damsel in distress or, you know, I don't want to play any females that are shown as victims.
Right.
You know, it's important for me to play characters that have a backbone and can stand up for themselves, and, or, you know, that there's a good story behind what's going on. Like, I love the work Deepa Mehta has done, and, you know, it's definitely my dream to work with a director like that.
Right. Yeah, you know, like, so, you know, I mean, you tell us about your TV show, the one you know, because that was very exciting.
Yeah, which TV show? I've done a few.
Like Life,
Life and Style with Zara.
Yeah, Life and Style with Zara.
That's the one, that's CH television, right?
Yeah, yes, Life and Style with Zara came into being, basically I'd come back from Bali, I studied yoga in Bali, and I guess you could say I was going through a bit of a spiritual awakening that year in 2010, and I decided to cut off all my hair. I went to Bali to study yoga, and I wanted to find a way to perhaps marry fashion and spirituality, you know, and that's when I started my production company, Inspired Life Production, and we started Life and Style with Zara. So it's basically mixing all of my passions, which is entertainment and spirituality. So you could say it was sort of a mixture of like Oprah meets Entertainment Tonight. And we've had some amazing guests, including Biff Naked, who's won many awards, Adam Beach, Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson, a lot of Hollywood actors as well, who've worked on, you know, some amazing shows like Once Upon a Time. You know, just amazing Canadian actors came on board. The show aired on Joy TV, Czech, Shaw, and Novus. So at a point, it was airing on 4 different networks across Canada 10 times a week. So if you had a television at home, it would have been hard for you to miss. Yeah. So that was really trippy. It's like, oh, weird. You know, like it's on all the time.
Yeah. So, you know, so then who was your favorite guest? Yeah, like, you know, like, of course, you had a bunch of them. So, you know, the one you thought, oh, it was a very good, you know, kind of, it worked with you very well in your show.
I would say Biff Naked.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you are familiar with her work. She was adopted from India and then brought here over here, and she was raised, you know, by her family in Canada. And she's this amazing humanitarian, amazing musician, amazing woman in general. And I was so inspired by her and moved by her courage to tell her story. Like, if you watch the interview, it is part of, I believe it's episode 10. It's called Music of the Soul. And she was so vulnerable and so open in terms of sharing her story with me and with our viewers. And, you know, she was just going through a breakup. Yeah, just amazing. Along with her, we had Aaliyah O'Brien. She's a Canadian actress who can recently be seen on Rookie Blue. Rookie Blue is a show on Global and ABC. And Aaliyah came on to talk about on our episode on focusing on beauty and what does it mean to be beautiful in media and on television. You know, being a female and working in this industry, there's a lot of pressure to look a certain way, you know, to have certain measurements, or, you know, you're only beautiful up until a certain age, or only a certain type of person can be beautiful. So Aaliyah, you know, really opened up a lot about, you know, some of the struggles that she has seen, she has faced herself. And if you look up Aaliyah O'Brien, she's this gorgeous, amazing woman, and you wouldn't think that she would ever have any insecurities. So I really appreciated, you know, having people like that on the show who openly talked about their own insecurities and their own struggles as artists and as women in the industry.
Right. Okay, Zara, we have to take a break. So can you stay with us, please?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so just stay on. So Zara Khan Durrani, वो हमारे साथ हैं शो पर हमारे साथ लाइव फ्रॉम वैंकूवर, जो कि मॉडल हैं, एक्ट्रेस हैं और टीवी होस्ट भी हैं. तो मिलते हैं छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद जाना कहीं नहीं, आप सब सुन रहे सबरंग रेडियो 94.7 FM कैलगरी।
दिलों दी उमंग पंजाबी विरसे ते पंजाबियत दे संग परदेसी मिट्टी ते जिउण दा देसी संग नवे पुराने गाने सेलिब्रिटी रिव्यूज ते होर भी मनोरंजक प्रोग्रामां दा ऑन एयर चैनल जो है सब तो दबंग सबरंग 94.7 FM सबरंग